Welcome back, boys, girls, teachers. Today we're going to be exploring what all Gaggle has to offer. And so what you're going to do is you're going to get on Google Chrome as your internet browser, or if you don't have Google Chrome, you need to be using Firefox. We do not want to use Internet Explorer because it will not allow us to use all of Gaggle's applications to their fullest. So again, go to Students, go to number 9, Gaggle, and go ahead and log in. Remember, your username is your last name, first name, and your lunch number. Teachers, your username is your last name, first initial, and your password is the password you use to log into the network computers. Now you are at your Gaggle homepage. We talked about this earlier. This is where you're going to find any notifications if something's due, if you have a new email, or if you have something coming up like a spelling test. We know we're in the Home tab because it's gray up at the top. Go ahead and click on that next tab, which says Email. Being in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade is a huge deal. Not only are you learning a whole lot more, or you have to take that STAR test, which is no fun, but you're also maturing, and we think that you can handle email. Email allows you to send messages to your peers and to your teachers. Do not type it if you wouldn't say it in front of a teacher. Remember that your teachers and myself have access to read every single email that you type. So be smart about what you say. If you wouldn't say it out loud, please don't put it into words on an email. In order to compose an email or write a new email, you press the reddish orange compose button, and you're going to say to. Now, you may not know everyone's email address, but they're pretty much the exact same as their login. So if you know their last name and first name, you're able to send them an email. Your teachers are just going to be their last name and first initial. So if I wanted to send an email to Mrs. Batchko, I would type in her last name, and then I find her. And yes, I'm talking about myself. Then you have a subject. You want to put a subject because it allows someone to quickly see what's being sent and what it's about. It's kind of like a very short summary. So I have a homework question. You start your email with a greeting, and Ms. Batchko's having problems typing. And then you go ahead and type the body. So my question is, do we need to read for 20 minutes or 30 minutes every night? Notice that I started my sentence with a capital letter. I have punctuation, and it looks nice. You do not want to type in all lowercase or all caps. Then I'm going to say, thank you. I can always change different things. So let's say I want my font type to change. I would highlight and I select my font type. I like the normal font personally. Let's say I want to change the size. Now, this is not a good choice. Why? Because it's just way too big. I'll just stick to medium. You can make it bold if you wanted. Same thing. Underline. If you had a list, you would do this. It's just like Microsoft Word. Over here, this little TV allows you to send a YouTube video through GaggleTube. So let's say that you find something really helpful on GaggleTube that helps you with your homework and you want to share it with your teacher. That's how you would insert that. Let's say that you want to change your background of your font to be one color and the color of your actual font to be a different one. That allows you to do it. But that's not a good choice because, well, I can't read it. So I'm going to change my background to be white and my text to be black, and then I send it by doing that paper airplane. Okay, and that allows me to send the message. Let's say that I type this email and I'm like, maybe I'll call a friend first to see if I can get the answer instead of sending it. If I get the answer, all I do is I press the trash can icon, and that allows me to delete the email. The paper clip allows you to attach a Word document or anything else, like a picture, if you wanted to, on the email. More allows you to translate. So what if your mom writes an email and she speaks English and your teacher only speaks Spanish. Well, they can translate it right there, and it's not perfect, but it still allows me to understand what your question is. Now, I know how to speak English, and so I do not need it in Spanish. But that is really up to you. But I think it's a really great tool. I found the answer. I called a friend, and I know I'm supposed to read 30 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and delete it. The next thing that you can do is you can click on the Classes tab. Now, you see this yellow message that popped up? I don't have classes because I'm not a classroom teacher, so I can't see anything. But when you click there, boys and girls, you should see every class that you go to. That includes reading, social studies, science, math, PE, art, and music. That's because all of your teachers can send you assignments through Gaggle, and that's how you would find them. The next tab I'm going to talk about is apps. So I know I'm in apps again. It's gray, and it came down with this pop-up window. Assignments is where if your teacher says, I sent you the assignment, go find it, that's where you're going to find it. Blogs are web logs, and that's how it became blogs, is they combined the two words. Blogs allows you to have a journal for everyone to see. So instead of writing in the journal in class, you could write in a journal on the web using a blog. The calendar is a pretty cool feature. The calendar allows you to keep up with all of your assignments. Let's say that every Friday you know you have a vocabulary test. I can go to Friday, double click, and I can say vocab test. It starts on this coming Friday. I need to study. And then I can say repeat. Repeat allows it to happen that every Friday from here till the end of the school year, I am going to have a spelling test. So I'm going to put in on, and then I'm going to put in the date of the last day of school, which I think is somewhere in June. Then I'm going to say submit. Now I can put a description, or I can add guests. So let's say that you have a classmate that you're kind of buddies with and they always forget about the vocabulary test on Fridays. You can invite them and they'll see it on their calendar. I can add a reminder. So this will send me an email and it says 10 minutes before. I'm going to say 1 day before. Okay? Then when I press save and I go back to my calendar, I've already added the spelling test, but now I have vocabulary tests. This allows me to keep up with all of my tests, assignments, and events. The next application that you see on here is chat rooms. We're not going to be using chat rooms. You have contacts. This allows you to have certain people that you constantly email in there. Discussion boards allows for a teacher to say, hey, here's a question. I want everyone to type an answer. Gaggle Tube allows you to go safely look at YouTube videos that your teacher wants you to. And then the last application that I want to talk and introduce is your digital locker. And it is just that. In your classroom, or in some classrooms, you see a metal locker. And that's where you store everything. Well, a digital locker allows you to store everything too. And the next video, you're going to learn more about the digital locker. Remember, boys and girls, to always log out when you're done. Thank you.